Kermit, this is the second protest I've been to this afternoon. Tysus is scheduled to be executed today at any moment at the state prison in Bonne Terre for the shooting deaths of Randolph County jailers Jason Acton and Leon Egley. CDC advisors are expected to meet September 12th to discuss whether to recommend an updated COVID-19 booster. Today I am here at the Moberly Junction, which takes place all weekend long, and there's a range of events where there's basketball way down there. There's also bounce houses for the kids, and there's many small businesses that you can come out here and support. The room was filled with people who were interested in finding a solution to protect the youth in the community and brainstorm what they can do to better Columbia and reduce division. Today is Juneteenth, a holiday that brings communities together to celebrate the official emancipation of enslaved U.S. African Americans. People gathered here today at Douglas Park to enjoy food, music, and each other's company. Whaley's Pharmacy this week told employees and customers it will close permanently. 'Tis the season to get into the holiday spirit fresh after Thanksgiving. Families are gathering here in search of the perfect Christmas tree at Star Pine. Those I spoke with tell me the biggest danger minors face is mostly because of their naive nature, not knowing the risk out there on the web. Children and young adolescents are more prone to fall victim to sextortion when unsupervised on the internet, a term that means being solicited for photos and videos of themselves and often turning to blackmail for money.
Do you mind if you show me yours? And from then, it seems to be a very quick process where the male will share explicit photos of himself, and then they will request money. Otherwise, they will threaten to share it with their friends, family, and schoolmates, things like that.
When it comes to online safety for children, Amy Robbins, Forensic Services Director for the Child Advocacy Center of Northeast Missouri, says it is the parent's responsibility to take action and knowing what your child is up to when having access to the internet.
I just interviewed a girl yesterday who was under the age of 14, who was, in her opinion, in a relationship with and loved who she wanted to be her future husband, who was 28. Those happen every day, unfortunately, in the world that we live in. And parents have a responsibility for that.
There are two types of sextortion. Financial sextortion primarily targets males, and traditional sextortion that generally targets both males and females.
We've seen that with financial sextortion, the timeline for eliciting those explicit photographs is much shorter. Most of the time, these individuals will pretend to be a female around the same age as our victim. They will convince them to move to a different platform.
According to Detective Tracy Perkins, who works with the Boone County Sheriff's Office Cybercrimes Task Force, some of the warning signs that can be expectedly seen are
going to have withdrawal from the family. They're constantly on their phone. You see them engaging into some type of chat conversations through the typing on the keyboard. They're going to be very personal. They're not going to want anybody in their room.
Some reasoning behind why children are such an easy target is because they don't understand that something dangerous can happen from a device they hold in their hands every day.
They have this high want, so their dopamine, their reward signals just flare like crazy. So when they get that like on Facebook or that attention on the media thing, then it is like hypersensitized. So they're just really feeling it. But their decision-making process, that prefrontal cortex, is not developed yet. And so they can't make the appropriate decisions. So they're basing most of their things on this feels good and I want this. So that's one of the big problems we have, especially with media.
One way to start protecting your child from the dangers is by having an open line of communication without judgment. Kermit, the PETA letter cites the USDA inspection report, which raised concerns Hargis Sunshine Kennel owner Beverly Hargis might not be in compliance with Missouri laws on animal neglect.
She said that she passed her inspection 2 weeks ago, and her vet came out here and checked everything also and gave shots.
That's the voice of a spokesperson for Beverly Hargis. In the background, you can hear another voice directing the spokesperson what to say. Online reports indicate there is no evidence an inspection occurred in that 2-week time period. With the latest inspection listed as June 30th of this year, PETA claims there has been numerous citations in the USDA's inspection files since 2015. Records on the USDA's database show citations against the kennel include things such as proper dental care for the dogs not being maintained, and the most recent report shows concerns raised in July with the kennel's documentation, with no proof that follow-up appointments with vets were being made. Daniel Payton, the Vice President of Evidence Analysis at PETA, says the USDA has not done enough to protect canines at puppy mills.
We don't have to wait for the feds to act, because if we do, frankly, these animals will suffer endlessly. So our hope is that Boone County authorities will follow the lead of other agencies across the U.S. and go in and help animals.
Payton says this might be the first time anyone in Boone County law enforcement has heard about Hargis, which seemed apparent in a statement sent in from the prosecutor indicating that after being alerted to the situation, his office informed animal control and recommended an investigation to ensure the welfare and safety of the animals involved.
I really can't comment on this one because it is possibly an ongoing investigation and it's something that we are looking into. I can tell you that we have had prior complaints on this particular kennel, so we will follow up appropriately. I think we've had 2 complaints over the years that we've actually went out on.
We've reached out to the USDA's Animal and Plant Health Inspection Office. They told us they take seriously their mission to ensure the humane treatment of animals covered by the Animal Welfare Act, and they continue to conduct inspections and work with facilities to ensure they are in regulation with the Act. We will continue to follow this developing investigation. With the quickly evolving emergence of artificial intelligence, we have seen the amazing things it can do. And in many ways, it can be a useful tool for work, but many worry that the technology will be the next industrial revolution and take away job opportunities from people.
The biggest thing that you've got to understand about ChatGPT and this new form of artificial intelligence is it's not only thinking convergently. So convergent thinking is like doing a physics problem, a math problem, learning a foreign language, or doing close reading to a novel. It's also thinking divergently. So divergent thinking is like how many uses you can have for a tin can. And that's why it's going to take away jobs, because that's a pretty human element when it comes to doing jobs, is that creativity.
Fellows says he has already seen artificial intelligence technology effectively take jobs in industries involving coding, content creation, and market research.
It's another kind of automation or using AI to generate things like computer code or to generate social media posts. So there are certain jobs that may change radically or may be replaced to some degree when their output that the worker is producing is very formulaic, whether that be something that can be automated, like welding a car frame, or whether it's something that can be automated, like programming a computer.
Columbia's Mayor Barbara Buffalo says at this time she questions if artificial intelligence can replace certain jobs right now due to the nature of the work.
Unfortunately, a lot of the vacancies that we have within the city of Columbia are in jobs that require physical labor, like our trash and recycling collections, right? Or Columbia Police Department, things that require a little bit more hands-on and relationship building. And I have not seen solutions with AI just yet.
Jefferson City Mayor Ron Fitzwater believes AI will help employees rather than take jobs away.
If it's utilized appropriately, I think it just expands people's ability to deliver products much broader than what we have been in the past, and I think if it's used appropriately, it will be a benefit.
Mayor Fitzwater says he has even dabbled a bit with the new technology.
I did experiment with ChatGPT. I had to write an article for our magazine, so I said, yeah, I'm just going to feed in some information and just see what it comes back with. And it was intriguing what it came back with. It was amazing the thought process and the outline that it put together that at least started the process. People get behind when new technologies are coming in. This is one that people can certainly be on the front edge of. So I would just encourage people to do the same thing. Just get the app and just try it.
At this time, AI and ChatGPT is rapidly expanding and being used by people in the workforce, involving tech, media, graphic design, and even medical. On this level, that is tool-based, rather than completely take over one's job. Reporting from Columbia, Raygene English, KRCG 13. Raygene English, KRCG 13. Reporting from the studio, Raygene English, KRCG 13.